And that's enough of the bass for now. What's this next part? Ah, yes. The mini brute arpeggiator. I like to go crazy with that. I recorded 2 different passes with these, and I just kind of cut up the parts that I really liked. At first I recorded a huge loop. This whole song was pretty much just based around these 2 parts here. And then later on I decided to change it up and add this whole second drop, and I really drastically changed this whole song because I felt like it was boring and wasn't attention grabbing enough. So again, notice how these are panned. And they're always evolving. When I recorded these, I was changing things like the cutoff filter, the resonance, the envelopes of the amplifier and filter, along with maybe the waveforms a bit. And as I said, the arpeggiator was going the whole time. So this is how the song starts out. You see it, but you don't hear it. This is a really cool effect that I did. I sent it to the reverb. So to get to your sends, it's over here, send and returns. Let me hide the IO. So I sent this this sound. That one. I'm sending that to the reverb and EQ. Of course, high pass your reverbs, but what's special about this is that it's pre-fader, meaning that even if the fader is all the way down like it is in this track, you can still hear the reverb. And the reverb is brought up with automation as well as the track volume. So let's take a look at that while we're listening to it. You can hear the reverb come in just on the left. Reverbs are panned separately, like this one's to the left and the track is to the right. And this one is also being sent to reverb, and a bit of B, which is the camel crusher, and that just adds a bit of aggression to the track. So let me see, for these tracks I'm only automating the panning and the volume, and here mixer, compressor, and the EQ. Yeah, everything is done live. These are audio recordings. I can't tell you exactly what I did because I don't remember, because I just do it on the fly. But a lot of knob turning. Next we can move over to the build-up groups. Build-up group 1, build-up group 2, also have white noise, and at the very end is some vocals. So build-up group 1, let's check this out. This is mainly for the drop. I just have several risers laid on top of each other. Let's listen to them in their entirety. Let me see, I'll solo group 2 as well. I like that at the end. These are risers I've either created prior or from a riser pack They're not really labeled, so I don't really know. Again, I'm using just pretty much utility. I think they're already EQ'd to cut the low end, so I don't necessarily need to. Or it is on the group track, so never mind. Sidechain compression, of course, RMS to give it that groovy feel, as I said before. Standard settings that I said I always pretty much use. And yes, let me check for automation. Pretty much just the gain automation for here. I had it cut out abruptly, just because there's being reverb. It's being sent to reverb, so it basically creates its own tail. So even if I do cut it abruptly, it still has that fade as you hear.
Cognizant.
Like that extra fade. And the Cognizant sleep, of course, at the very bottom. Let's check out what the subgroup 2 is. Again, just another riser. White noise down, and I have white noise up. So, as it implies, this is going... Well, looks like they're both just going down. I don't know why I named it that. Just some basic white noise with some EQing. Not much to say about that. This analog is a bit more intense. I think I just grabbed this from another track. That's why it's separate. I feel like I was probably just lazy when I made this. Again, I have a whole separate video on how to make these, so check that out. Let's see the Vox. I'm gonna feel so silly because I made these Vox by myself with my own voice, and I hate hearing my own voice. Compressor, camel crusher, EQ, and utility.
Cognizant sleep.
Pretty much just pitch my voice down. Let's create a copy so you can hear the whole thing. I just said Cognizant sleep several times and paired it up with how I liked it. Pitch it down 6 semitones. Let's take a listen to what it sounds normally.
Cognizant sleep.
You hear my cat too.
Cognizant sleep.
That's so cool.
Cognizant sleep.
Cognizant sleep. Cognizant sleep.
I should add that cat noise in there too.
Cognizant sleep.
And later on I just have sleep.
Sleep.
Mixing choices, keep in mind to pan as much as you can. Separate things out. Like if you have a MIDI track with a whole bunch of layered notes going on, try duplicating it and then cutting the top half and panning it to the left, and cutting the bottom half, panning it to the right. Just something to try out. I tend to always do that. Or create duplicates of it and pitch an up or down an octave and just mix it in subtly. If you're missing some high frequency content, try duplicating things that you really like, pitching it up, and then slowly mixing it in. Even if it's not very prominent in the mix, it just adds something to the sound field, so the song itself sounds a lot less empty. And last but not least, let's check out my master chain. There's a lot going on right now.